Hi, I'm Joan Williams, the host of Coastal Dressage. Today we're going to be working on the preparatory exercises toward piaffe and passage. We're going to start with exercises that make both the horses and the handlers very comfortable with beginning the in-hand work, and we're going to end the session with some horses that are doing piaffe and passage both in hand and under saddle. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Joan.
Today we're going to be working on the beginning exercises toward piaffe and passage. The very beginning of piaffe we call half steps, where we ask the horse to take smaller steps in trot. So we're going to start with an exercise that's a turn on the forehand and a counter turn on the forehand. And we're going to move toward just them picking up one leg at a time on cue. We want the horses to be very comfortable with this part of the exercise when we first start. So everyone's going to be really gentle. We're going to use cookies, but we do want a response in the horse. Melissa, can you demonstrate for us, please, how to take the reins over the horse's head and pull them through the inside bit ring for your work in hand? Great. So it goes over the horse's head, flat against the right bit ring. It goes through the inside of the snaffle loose ring, and it comes out on the inside so that both reins are together. We make sure it's not twisted and it's smooth and flat. Perfect. Thank you. And could you turn your horse around so we can see what the other side looks like? Thank you very much. So now that everybody has their side reins properly adjusted and the outside side rein attached and the rein through the left bit ring, we're going to begin with a turn on the forehand exercise. So Diane and Sherry, can you guys demonstrate the turn on the forehand exercise? And this is where we move the horse forward and sideways. The front legs make a small walking circle. The hindquarters make a larger walking circle. Diane, take your whip to his thigh, like Sherry. That's it. Good. Touch and release. Good. And then your whip can go up by their neck, pat them, praise them, and let them know they're off work. Good. Super. All right, let's everybody try that exercise. So everybody's kind of spread out in their own space. Most of you have done this exercise at least once. So let's go ahead and do your turn on the forehand exercise. Everybody in their own space. Touch release when their inside hind leg is in the air. And when you feel like you've asked for a circle, you've gotten your circle, you've gotten your bend, praise the horse. Good bend, Nikki. Praise the horse. Nikki, your left hand is now pulling backward. You want the horse to do the turn on the forehand without curling their neck around too much to the inside. Reward them, and again, turn on the forehand. We'll do it a couple times to the left, and then we'll do it to the right. Nikki, he needs to move more sideways. Good, Sherry. Richard, touch release, and then the whip can go up by their neck and praise the horse. Good, and let's go ahead and switch direction. All right, great job switching direction, everyone. So as we switch sides, we're going to begin our turn on the forehand this direction. So we did need to switch our side rein to the new outside side, and we needed to switch our reins the opposite direction so everything came out through the right bit ring. Diane, that's very good. Sherry, that's very good. Melissa, really good. I'd like a bend this direction. Help him fill out your outside rein as you go. And you can actually walk a little circle, Melissa. He's more pivoting than taking. He needs to walk with his front feet. Take a step toward him so his front feet make a circle too. There you go. Help him fill out the outside rein and bend. Good. And then you can put the whip by his neck to hoe and praise him, and he can have a little cookie. So we're going to begin to teach our horse how to move forward and sideways, adducting their inner hind, doing a turn on the forehand, filling out the outside rein with a bend. We make the horses comfortable with this exercise. We help them relax with this exercise, but they have to react and respond to the exercise. Good. All right, now for this exercise, all the horses have both side reins on, and the reins are set out the left bit ring. We're going to teach the horses that if we touch a front foot, they should pick their front foot up in the air and put it down, and then we praise them. If we touch a hind foot, they should pick a hind foot up in the air and put it down. That's the beginning of this exercise. Okay, you guys, go for it. Barely touch your whip to a front foot. Good, Diane. Good, Diane. And you can praise them. And then you can tap a hind foot, have them pick it up in the air and put it down, and praise them. The higher level horses will paw in front, the ones that have done this more often, and they'll hold the hind foot in the air, as long as we want the hind foot in the air. Good, Sherry. Try to keep the horse in place on the rail. Good, and praise them. Richard, stay on the left side of your horse. You just reach across through to the underside. Keep your rein in your left hand, Richard, and the whip in your right hand. That's it. Get one foot in the air. Make him pick up one foot. Clearly, a few of these horses have done this before. All right, stay on the left side of your horse, Sherry, and let's go ahead, everybody, and walk forward. And let's walk to the next side of the arena, and we'll do it again. This gives the horses a little mental break, a little breather. All right, and prepare to halt, transition to halt. And Sherry, you can halt here. And let's go ahead, maybe walk 2 steps forward, Sherry. 1 step forward, Melissa. And then we can begin again. Go ahead and touch a foot. Good, Diane. He's already doing it. Good, Melissa. Very good. Very good. Praise him. Nice. Good. Hold your posture, Richard. Stand up tall. Don't bend over. That's it. Good. Praise him. Praise him. It's just teaching him a trick. It's teaching him when we touch a leg, it means pick it up in the air. Super. All right, go ahead and unhook your side reins. Hook them up to the D-rings on your saddle. We're going to give the horses a nice break. Great job, everyone. And we're going to give them a nice stretchy walk on a free rein. All right, now we're going to take this intermediate level set of horses and we're going to move on and do a counter turn on the forehand exercise. You'll attach both side reins for the intermediate set of horses. The reins will still come out the left side through the left bit ring, and you guys are going to spread out and do the counter turn on the forehand exercise. So go ahead, spread out, find your own space. You can hook your side reins on when you get over there. Melissa, go for it. Counter, turn on the forehand. You can take the whip back by her thighs. See, she's pivoting, Melissa. Her feet need to move. You're going to push the forehand away from you, but all of their legs need to move. That's it. No pivoting, no sticking on the ground. Good, Melissa. Good. It's a counter bent turn on the forehand exercise, and then the whip can go by her neck, tell her ho, and praise her. A little more pushing her away from you, Sherry, just a little bit more away from you. That's it. Take the shoulders a little more to the right. Good. Diane, he's pivoting and he's backing up. He needs to walk a little small semicircle with a right bend. Good. Good, Melissa. Good, Sherry. And then the whip can go by their neck and praise them. Super. All right, now you can intersperse and go between your turn on the forehand and your counter bent turn on the forehand exercise. And then you can make the haunches a little more reactive. A little more activity in the hindquarters, Diane. He's just, everything is too in place. Come on. He's got to respond to your aids and give you some reaction. For our intermediate level set of horses, we're beyond desensitizing and on to, we need to get some honest response. Super. All right. And then I think you guys are ready. Go ahead and head out on the rail. And we're going to work toward our walk, halt, rein back, half steps, and piaffe. Diane, take the whip behind you while you lead him. That's it. Good. Anywhere on the rail, just make sure you guys keep a safe distance from each other. And you've all done this exercise before. Need a reaction, Melissa? You need a reaction? You need a reaction, Melissa? Nobody's home. There you go. Find your rhythm. She's got to give you a reaction. Diane needs straightness. Pluck to him in the tempo. Good. Praise her. Good, Melissa. Good, Sherry. That's a good rein back. Get a reaction, Melissa. Try her thigh rather than on the croup. That's it. Good. Better. Much better. Praise her. Good job. Diane, you need more of a reaction. Come on. You're going to have to look behind you. There's a horse there, Diane. Yep. So you're traveling and covering a lot of ground, and you still got to give you the evenness of the steps. Good, Melissa. And there's a horse right behind you, Melissa. Make a circle. Turn on the forehand, Melissa. Turn on the forehand so she settles. Turn on the forehand until she goes back on the wall and does her half steps. So they don't get to barge forward. They have to accept our half halt aids, or you do a turn on the forehand. Adduct the inner hind. That's it. Keep her straight. Keep her straight. Guide her forehand to the inside, Melissa. And there's a corner right there. Turn your corner. Good, Diane. Good, Diane. That was very good. All right, Sherry, get your trot. Good, Sherry. Good. She's trotting next to you. And now she's really looks very comfortable with that exercise now, Sherry, with the rein back and the trot. Now try to take it to the half speed. Trot the speed of the walk now. Teach her how to trot the speed of the walk with the same aiding system you were using to get her to trot, using your half halts that you were employing to create the rein back. Good, Diane. All right, good, Melissa. Very good, Melissa. Tell her good girl. Now, she could be next. Go ahead and take your side reins off, Melissa. Give her a walk break. Next step, she could be in place. You could take her much more in place now that you've got your half steps. I know this is the first time you've worked her in hand, but she's actually had quite a bit of in-hand work done with her. Good, Sherry. One more. Try for your half step, Sherry. Go ahead, Diane. And give them a little break. All right, good. Go ahead, side reins off. Give them all a little walk break. And now is where you determine, did I do enough in my warm-up to prepare the horse for half steps under saddle? Or can I take my work on this particular horse a little bit more in place, or a little more active, or a little more straight, a little more balance on their hindquarter before we put him under saddle? And it's a great way to prep. Thanks, you guys. Working a horse in hand, you can begin to help them learn how to move their diagonal pairs in half steps, where the horse is moving forward over the ground as well as a little bit more in place. So it's basically kind of a half piaffe. As the horse gets stronger and more confident with the exercise, you can begin to ask the horse to collect a little more and a little more until eventually the horse can actually piaffe almost on the spot or on the spot for competition. At Intermediate 2, the horse is allowed to cover 1 meter of ground for the piaffe, and at the Grand Prix, you really do want them more on the spot. Teaching a horse how to passage in hand also is a great way to introduce them to a little bit slower tempo, a little bit more animated trot, and you can use either the bamboo or thicker bamboo, a more thin reed-like bamboo, or even the dressage whip to teach the horse how to move in a slower, more animated tempo.